A narc can have you acting a plumb fool. Let me tell you how some of the dumb stuff I used to do to please this narc. Somebody who don't deserve no respect, no consideration. But here I am with all of this consideration and all of this good heart because I'm thinking I'm dealing with a man. But instead, I'm dealing with a demon, a spirit. So here I am. I work overnight at a hotel. I'm there from 10:30 to 6:30 in the morning. When I get off work, tell me why I'm coming home to use the flashlight on my phone to find my sleeping clothes so I can go and take a shower because I've worked all night. Because I don't want to disturb the narc over here sleeping in the bed. His sleep is more important than mine. But now he ain't told me nothing about coming in the room and turning on the light, and that's why I'm using the flashlight on my phone. That's my own doing. That's why I screwed up. That's why I say they'll make you lose your mind. Make you do dumb stuff that it don't make sense. At least for me. When I was dealing with that one had me doing all kind of, my brain just was not working. It wasn't. So here I am, I work overnight, I'm coming home, I'm tired. I'm going to use a flashlight to fumble through a dark room to find my clothes to go take a shower so I don't wake him up. Because he need all his beauty sleep, I guess. I guess I don't need all my beauty sleep. But I don't want to mess with his. I need mine too, but his is more important. If you look at it, that's how it looks. It looks like, okay, his sleep is more important than yours. But here it is. You just worked all night. And now you coming home and you can't turn on the light because you don't want to disturb his sleep. So you can go and take a shower and lay down and wind down and rest your body from working all night. When all he did was laid in the room all day long, playing on the phone, searching woman after woman after woman after woman, ain't doing nothing constructive. But you gonna consider his sleep. And I'm gonna tell you why I was considering his sleep. Because he had sickle cell. He gonna tell me a sickle cell patient needs 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I sat there and fell for that baloney. Humans, point blank period, need 8 hours of sleep. So it ain't no different from being a sickle cell patient to being a normal human being. But I fell for that. I did. So I'm going to take my accountability for what I did. Using the cell phone for the flashlight was my own doing. That was nothing he told me to do, but I was trying to consider him not, waking up or me having to deal with his little funky attitude because I turned the light on. He'll wake up out his sleep smacking his teeth and all this stuff. Fool, you'll be okay. I just got off of work. I shouldn't be sitting here feeling some type of way for turning on the light because you're going to smack your teeth out your sleep. But I didn't. I didn't think like that then, but I'm thinking about it now. I should have just came in and just dropped the elbow down on him, sleeping. And you ain't did nothing all night except for talk to women all night. I know that's what you did. Because you wasn't calling me while I was at work. So you must have was on the phone with another woman. You know what I'm saying? And no bitterness. I'm just telling y'all that's what he was doing. Because he only called me at work when he's gaslighting me back into the relationship. Other than that, once we get back together, ain't no more phone calls. And hardly any texts. So he wasn't texting me. So therefore he was sitting on the phone, falling asleep with another woman on the phone, basically. Because same stuff he did with me, he ain't do no different with nobody else. Okay? So that's one thing. I come home, turn the flashlight on to find my sleeping clothes to get in the shower so I don't disturb his sleeping. Another thing is that I love traveling. I don't mind traveling. But it does get boring after a while when you keep going the same place every time and talking about we going out of town. That's no longer going out of town. That's going home, or that's just going, it ain't going out of town. I need to go somewhere different than the same place every single time. We talked about going other places, but we ain't been nowhere else. Been in the same place, and that's what we call going out of town. So here it is. I work overnight at the hotel once again. Sometimes I get straight off of work, come home, wake him up, and we jump right on the road. But who driving? Me. The person who been up all night long working. And that ain't his fault. Not all the time. Because sometimes he took into consideration and sometimes he didn't. when he was getting good back into the relationship or whatever, then he takes consideration. He does all the things that he's supposed to do as a man in a relationship, in a healthy relationship. When he's coming back in to fix things with me, or, you know, gaslighting and hoovering me and all that good stuff, he can do everything to the T that a man is supposed to do in a loving relationship. He does that. But they all do. That's part of the gaslighting and the hoovering, okay? So here it is. The reason why most of the time I drove is because his license stayed suspended. But instead of, I'm asking him what time do he need to be there. So if you're scheduling appointments, this is where he comes in to where he needs to take accountability for this, is that when you schedule your appointments and I'm your ride and I work overnight, you should schedule your appointments a little bit later in the day, so that way I can come home, get a little sleep, and still in enough time to get you to your doctor's appointment. Because I got to take him out of town to go to his doctor's appointment. I got to take him out of town to go get his medicine, because the man would not switch his stuff over to where his name is on the lease at, because he's a bouncer. He got to move from person to person. So he ain't got nothing stable here in Georgia where I'm at. Everything is still out of town. All his doctor's appointments are still out of town. And I'm like, won't you find a doctor that you can go to here in Georgia? Oh, they gonna do this and they gonna do that. He had every excuse in the book. Then when he came in for a gaslight and Hoover, he was like, oh yeah, I need to figure out what doctors are there so that way I can switch my doctor's appointments to Georgia, so we ain't gotta travel back and forth to Florida. You know, it was sounding all good and everything, but that's part of the lie and the Hoover and the gaslight. Make it sound good so she'll believe it. Here go myself believing everything. I'm like, okay, so he done changed this time for real. He gonna go ahead and settle himself in here, and we gonna be straight. We gonna work on things, and then, you know, we gonna get married. We gonna do all this here stuff. Nope, not at all. Inconsiderate. Then here he is. I am grocery shopping, and it's me and him home or whatever. Nah, because I can't even say that. He did come out and help when it was just me and him, but when my sons them were here or whatever, you know what I'm saying, ain't nothing wrong with that. We all chip in because it was a whole lot of groceries or whatever. But when he get to the point where he's ready to, basically the word is, once the mask comes off, it's a whole different ball game with him. So the things that he was doing to get back into the relationship, all that stuff done fell out the window now. So we all would go outside to get the groceries out of the car. Now the mask done fell off. Let them kids get the groceries out of the car. Okay, but it's gonna take all day trying to get all these groceries out the car, waiting on them. So they can get the groceries out the car and we can put the groceries up or whatever. That's how we been doing it. Now when the masks fall off, everything different. Let them bring the groceries in and put the groceries up. Okay, I get it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I tried for a long time to just let him lead and, you know, follow his lead or whatever. And to a certain extent, I have to fall off because I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna operate like that with my kids. I'm not, because when you're not here, we don't operate like that. So there's no need for me to do a 360 because you came in here and you are not known to stick around. I've done that before. I changed things around for when he came in. Crazy me, because I hadn't realized yet what I was dealing with. I'm hearing him, you know what I'm saying? We're hearing those talks that I'm talking about when we talk about what can be changed to make the relationship work better or whatever. At this point, he ain't got nothing to really say for me to change to make the relationship better, except for I need to listen and pay attention and follow directions. That was his own always forever thing to say to me, because he had nothing else to say. And at that point he still was lying, because I listened very well and followed directions way better than he did. And I always tell him when he would say that to me, you know, in the later days, is like, listen, trust and believe. I'm listening and I'm paying attention, and I'm telling you, you don't want me to call out what I see, to let you know that I really am paying attention. I say, do you really want me to call everything out that I've been paying attention to? He was like, I told you I don't like no jealous woman, and I don't like no needy woman. Well, you picked the wrong woman, sir, because I'm all of that. If that's what you want to call it, I'm all of that. So what else can you say? Like, really, I'm not no jealous woman, but he did things to make me jealous. And I'm sitting here telling him, I'm like, how you expect somebody not to act jealous when you're doing things in front of them to make them act jealous? And then when I act that way, what's that? Glitter. When I start acting jealous or showing jealousy tendencies or whatever, now you just want to say to me, I don't like no jealous woman, this, that, and third. They are, I wanted to say something else, but they are backwards. They jacked up. They say one thing and mean another and do something else. They just crazy people. They really are. But when you find yourself doing something that makes no sense to you, and when you sit back and you think about it, like, why am I really doing that? Because I'm telling y'all, for me, it was coming home using the flashlight for me. And then when I confronted him about it and I finally said something to him, I said, you know what? Because he was really showing his behind one day. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take back all the consideration that I had for you and all the respect that I had for you. I said, because you have none for me. Ain't no consideration coming from your end and no respect whatsoever. I say, so the same way you treat me, I'm going to treat you too. I say, so there's no more consideration. He talks, so what you talk about? I do consider you. I say, no, you don't. I say, not like I do you. I say, I ain't finna come in here another day and put my clothes on in the dark. I said, I'm coming in and I'm going to turn the light on. Even though he didn't tell me that I couldn't turn the light on. But because I gave him that much power, I wanted to take that back. And I just wanted to say it out loud so he knew. Just in case he thought that he was running it or made me do it. But no, I just wanted to put that out there out loud so I could hear myself speak that thing and take it back from him. Because I'm like, you know what? No more consideration, sir. Want that the same energy you give me, I'm going to give it back to you. Because at this point, you don't deserve none of the respect or consideration that I give you in this relationship. I don't care how many times I tried to allow this man to be a man in my life. They can't do it. They too childish for that. It's like dating a 14 or 15-year-old. They pout. They lie so much. It's just like talking to a kid. Marcus, did you hit your brother? No. That's just how our narc lie to you. Just no. Babe, did you break the window? No. It was such and such did that. We the only ones here. So it was either out of me or you, and I know it wasn't me, so then who did it? No, it was them kids outside the other day. I seen them playing around the car and they broke that window. I seen it. I said, you broke the window. Just say you broke the window. I ain't break no window. See, you just like your son. Y'all be lying about everything. No. That's you. You the liar. Everybody else can admit to everything else that they do, but not a narc. So watch that consideration and respect that you have for them narcs. And you know what? Don't even follow my lead, because in that area, I don't know what you got to go through in your relationship. Move what's safely for you to move. So if taking back your respect and your consideration that you have for the narc works for you, do so. If it don't, baby, don't worry about it. Just keep doing things until you finally get to a point where you just say, I'm fed up with it. I'm done. And eventually you'll do something different. You will, and you'll get a different outcome. The one I dealt with, he was a wimp to me. Like, I didn't feel no kind of like he would, put his hands on me or anything like that. But have I been in that position before? Yes, I have. With the crackhead, he was the only one who I actually had to physically fight. Well, him and the other boy, but we didn't fight all the time like me and the crackhead did. But he didn't strike me as the person who would put his hands on me or whatever. So he didn't strike me as a person who put his hands on anybody. He was scary. So I talked to him however I wanted to talk to him. You go through your situation, what's safe for you to do your thing. But if you giving your narc all this respect and consideration and they ain't giving it back to you, why keep giving it to them? Because they ain't gonna change them. That's all I'm trying to say, is that we can give them all of this love and give them all this respect and consideration and, you know, loyalty and all this and stuff, and it is not going to make them change. It's not going to make them see that you're a better person than the last person, or that, oh, I need to get my act together and love this person right. It just, they don't do that. They don't have them kind of bones in anybody. They don't. It's a waste of your time. A narc is there to waste your time and to push you into, to elevate into where you're supposed to be at in your life. That's what they're here for. And I'm telling you, God used him to definitely push me to elevate somewhere else in my life, because staying here in this low vibration was not working for me. All the effort and stuff that I was trying to put in to turn the situation around, it wasn't on me. It was on me to love myself. So going through my narc journey taught me how to finally fall in love with myself and do everything in my might to keep myself from falling out of love with myself again, to not considering my feelings, not seeing my worth, not allowing people to treat me the way that I'm supposed to. I was okay with getting halfway treated by somebody, anybody. I was okay with that. And now I'm like, if you ain't finna give me the whole shebang, baby, go on and keep your pieces. I don't want pieces. I want the whole thing. I'm a big girl. I need the whole thing, baby. I need the whole bag of chips, the whole gallon of milk. I need the cow, the house, the kids, the dog, and the white picket fence. I need all of that. But it was a time where I didn't think that I deserved any of that. So just here to remind us to love ourselves. That is the most important thing that we can do. And I want y'all to have an awesome day. Enjoy your family. If you're at work, have a safe, productive day. And if you're home on that grill, be safe out there in that heat and enjoy your family. And I love y'all so much, and fall in love with yourself every day. Mwah. Grow something.